Well, the New South Wales Premier Chris Minns has been abused and labelled gutless by members of a teachers' union in Griffith as he boarded a plane back to Sydney. Pay negotiations between the New South Wales government and the state's teachers' union broke down last week. The union accusing the Premier of reneging on a deal which would have lifted salaries by up to 12%.
You're all man to be embarrassed.
We put you in, we'll get you out!
Joining us live now, New South Wales Teachers Federation Acting President Henry Rajendra. Henry, good to see you. Thanks for your time this morning. So what's he done? What's he done to warrant the abuse?
We struck a deal back on May 31 that would have elevated teachers' salaries in New South Wales for our beginning teachers and for our top-of-the-scale teachers to the highest in the country. We are in the middle of a staffing crisis where so many schools are going without the teachers they need to cover the classes that they have for their students. This deal would have been the pivotal moment that we would have been able to recruit and retain the teachers to our system. The deal was clear. I was in the room with the Deputy Premier, with the Treasurer, to establish this new pay scale. This would have been, in a sense, revolutionary and position New South Wales public schools in a way that we haven't seen for well over a decade.
OK, that rise, though, that's well above inflation, though. Shouldn't you have to bring that down?
We've had a very long period of time caught within a wage cap that has artificially suppressed teachers' wages to the point that our wages are no longer competitive, not only with other like degree professions, but also we are no longer competitive with other jurisdictions such as the ACT and Queensland. We've got major issues, for example, in schools surrounding the 100 kilometres in New South Wales surrounding the ACT. I've had a report from a school and one of our public schools in the just outside the border of ACT. They lost 10 teachers in the last 3 years. We had a report from a senior departmental official from the Department of Education, I should say, that a border town have 31 unfilled permanent vacancies. There are over 1,800 vacancies across the state, and that is just the beginning. It doesn't account for those teachers that have gone on parental leave, that have taken on service leave, etc.
So what's next, Henry?
Well, we're hoping there's still time for the Premier, for the government to honour the deal. We recognise that we had some incredibly positive discussions with the Department of Education, with the government, with the Deputy Premier, with the Treasurer, and we also had positive discussions with the Premier. The Premier was on top of all this information. He checked in with the union. He was informed by the Deputy Premier. The Premier was well aware. He has a really positive opportunity to re-engage. Let's establish this. Let's create the peace that he's calling for, because we're ready. We're ready to sign up. This whole deal, it comes into implementation on the 9th of October. So whilst there is a bit of time, he doesn't have all the time in the world. Our members are stretched. They're fragile. There's been a decade of neglect from the previous government. This is the moment that the Premier can rise to the responsibilities required of him to settle this matter and make sure that New South Wales public schools are restored to where they should be in terms of being able to attract and retain the teachers that we need.
OK, Henry, thank you.